That was another long module about components. But with that, we're done with components. We now know all the core features you need to know, and in the next module, we are going to practice all the features we learned in this and the previous modules by building a complete project, a complete app. Now, in this module, we had a look at component registration and styles. And you learned that components can be registered globally or locally. Globally with the app component method, locally by importing them and adding them to the components option in the config object of a component or app. You should prefer local registration for most components, but if you have components which you are using in a lot of different places of your app, then of course global registration makes a lot of sense. We also had a look at styling, and styling can also be global or scoped. Global styles affect all HTML elements, no matter in which component they are, and scoped styles only affect the HTML elements in the template of the component where you are using them. You should prefer scoped styles for most components, but definitely set up global application-wide styles, like a font family, in an unscoped style tag in your app.view file. We also had a look at slots, another key feature. Slots can in the end be used as a placeholder for dynamic HTML code, which can then be inserted from outside into a component. You can have single slots, you can have multiple slots where you then also need names. Only one slot may stay unnamed. You can provide default content for slots, which will be used as a fallback if no content is provided for that slot from outside. And we learned about scoped slots for some advanced use cases. Slots are another key feature which unlock wrapper components like cards or dialogues, and you will see them in action again in the next module. We also have dynamic components. Dynamic components is a feature built into Vue unlocked with the built-in component. This can be used to dynamically swap it for different components you defined, and you can also control the caching of that component with the built-in keep alive component, as you learned it in this module. We will also use this feature in the next course module, so in the project we're going to build there. Now, last but not least, we had a look at teleport and the official style guide. Teleport is another built-in component which can be used to manipulate the DOM structure and control where something is added to the real DOM, whilst keeping your component hierarchy, so that will not be changed by teleport. And last but not least, I introduced you to the official style guide, and you might want to consider following that, or at least have a look at it to keep your code clean and understandable. And that's it for this module. In the next module, we're going to practice what we learned here and in the previous modules.